I've always been a fan of the Mortal Kombat games, especially the Mortal Kombat Project games, but not anymore. In fact, I hate even hearing about the game. One day, I was searching the web for some games for my emulators, and I happened to come upon a game called Mortal Kombat.exe. I'm not going to give out the link for the safety of you and your computer, but anyways, I thought it would be boring and dull. When I looked at the RAM it took up, it said 2 gigabytes, so I thought to myself that the game would be exciting, because I never downloaded a Mortal Kombat game that took so much memory. What? So I clicked on the download link and started downloading the game. Surprisingly, it took over 4 hours for the entire game to download, because I have a very slow internet connection. I still use AOL dial-up. The download then finished, but that's when things started to get weird. The download box popped up letting me know that the download was finished, so I clicked run, then my laptop screen burst into flame static and started playing a high-frequency, high-pitched sound. Then the laptop literally went black. I then grunted to myself in anger, trying to turn my laptop back on. After a few tries, my laptop finally turned on, the same as it was before, except there was the game on my desktop. I thought to myself that the laptop probably just crashed from the large download. So I clicked on the game and it started playing. There was no music playing. The screen showed Goro and there were words, arcade, versus, practice, options, and exit. So I clicked arcade and the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade theme burst out of my speakers violently, nearly shaking the whole house. So I muted my computer, thinking nothing of the sound, and what came up I couldn't believe. The character selection screen came up showing a total of 276 characters. I was amazed. This was the best Mortal Kombat ever. So I selected one of my favorite characters, Chameleon. Only there were 6 versions of him, so I chose the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Chameleon. Then a box popped up on the selection screen. I read that as skeleton screen. Saying, choose stage. There was a total of 500 stages, only making the game better. Because more equals better. So I chose my favorite place to fight, the Mortal Kombat 1 pit. When I selected the stage, Shao Kahn's voice said, "Good choice, Lane." 2 things then popped up into my head. 1, how the hell did he know my name? And 2, why the hell was my mother naming me after Alice in Chains grunge rocker Lane Staley? Also, how is his voice even coming up even though my speakers are muted? Then the loading screen came up. I had to fight Hydro, a Mortal Kombat Project character, so I started fighting and finally got to the point where Shao Kahn's voice said, "Finish him." Then a box popped up showing a list of names. One was my friend's name, Jordan. So I clicked Jordan just for fun, and then another box came up saying, choose fatality. Then a box popped up saying, fatality, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stage fatality. I thought it was awesome that every character had 10 fatalities and a stage finisher, so I chose stage fatality. When I chose stage fatality, it showed my character, Chameleon, uppercutting Hydro, causing him to fall into the pit's spikes to the bottom. When he hit the ground, highly realistic blood shot out of him as he screamed in agony, but Hydro's scream nearly broke my speakers that it was so loud. I was so angry that I kept hearing noises from the game as I muted my computer and confused as why the noises were so loud. Then the words, Chameleon wins, fatality, came up on the screen, but there was no Shao Kahn saying the name in the fatality. Then Shao Kahn's voice came up saying, "You will never win, Lane Staley," and I was frightened. I tried to turn my laptop back on, but it wouldn't power on. I thought it must have been a virus. Angrily, I put my laptop up, thinking to myself I could try to fix it in the morning, since I'm good with computers. I then went to bed, trying to sleep, but still thinking about why the game knew my name. I awoke to a ringing noise. It was my iPhone 4. I looked at my phone to check what time it is. 2:30 a.m. I then answered the phone only to hear my friend's mom crying. I asked her to tell me what's wrong and what the siren sound in the background was. She told me that the sirens were police and the ambulance sirens, and that Jordan was dead. He had several large holes in his body. Okay then. I bolted downstairs trying to turn on my laptop, but then a message box popped up saying, "Thank you for playing, Lane, but I told you you would never win." I was screaming and crying in horror and despair as several message boxes popped up saying, "Never." Then the worst thing happened to me. A bunch of pictures of dead adults, children, and babies popped up on the screen. Then a message box popped up saying, "Look at him." Then a picture of my friend Jordan was shown. His eyes gouged out and intestines popped out laying on the floor. He also had several gory holes in his body, like the holes that I heard about earlier, I guess. The screen then went black, and a Mortal Kombat font came up saying, "Lane wins, fatality." The screen went black. This is a reconstruction of the last screen Lane would have seen. It has been 4 months since the incident, and I am traumatized by it, just as anyone would be. The police found the man who killed Jordan. Oddly, he's the creator of the game I downloaded. Yesterday I was flipping through the channels on my TV, and I saw Jordan's killer in court on a TV show. I had to watch. After about 5 minutes, the judge asked him what he had to say before he was sentenced to death. He responded by looking at the camera and saying,
"Lane, you will never win."
Violently laughing as the bailiffs carried him away. Okay then, I don't know what to say to that. All right. Okay.